Hello, hello. Today is July 30th, 2016, and it's been well over a month since the last time I did one of these videos. Um, my apologies if you hear a little rumbling in the background. It's about to thunderstorm. I figured I should probably record this before we do that. So let's start off fairly simple when I say thank you for 2,700 subs. 2741 technically, but still, 2,700 is a great milestone for me. I like to celebrate every sub I get, and I sort of feel like every 100 I should probably celebrate. It honestly feels like yesterday that I just got to 22,000, so 2,700 seems pretty good. I'm honestly so grateful. The amount of requests I'm getting is insane, so I sort of have gotten backlogged with the amount of requests that I have. And I love that people are giving more feedback because that really helps me. It really honestly helps me move forward and develop what I'm doing and change things around. A few of my more recent videos before this one, I've started adding a few other things in there, trying to really make them work better for more people. That's what I want. I want to make videos that appeal to as many people as possible, but also the people they do appeal to, I want them to work as best as they possibly can. So anything that I can do to make that possible, I'm going to do. Now, this one's probably going to be a little shorter, the state of the channel video, and the reason is there's only one issue, I guess, this time I really want to cover. One big issue, I should say. And it's one that has sort of, how do I put this? It's sort of become more relevant as time goes by, and I've addressed it sort of in passing in the past, but I felt the need to address it this time. And that issue is donations, that kind of thing. At the moment, I don't take them. At the moment, I do not take them. I don't have a Patreon or anything about that. But recently, I've had a lot of people come to me and say things like, oh, I want to donate to you, I want to help you, I want to do this, that, and the other. And my stance on this previously has always been, the best way to help me is if you really enjoy my work, to share it with people who you think will enjoy it. Don't spam people, but always share my work if you think other people will enjoy it. But as I've, I guess, grown and as I've done more videos, I continue to get messages both on YouTube and on Tumblr, which I do have a Tumblr. If you search up silverhypnosis on Tumblr, you'll find my videos, so it's fairly simple where I post them there. Because there's a huge community there of all kinds of people, and it's really good to tap into sort of that kind of thing. But I get a whole lot of requests, I guess. I get a whole lot of questions about, do you have a Patreon? Do you have a PayPal I can donate to? X, Y, Z. And I don't. And I've always been very hesitant to go that direction. I've always been very hesitant to take that step because there's a number of things that go into that kind of thing. Like, for example, if I started a Patreon, that comes with the idea that I then start having to make like content specifically for people who donate to the Patreon, people who decide every month to give me money. I then have to come up with ideas on what I would give them, like what I would do for people who do that, and I'm sort of against the idea, very much so, of like part of the thing is I'm very against the idea of making some subscribers greater than others and things like that, and creating a tiered system, and I'm not really like entirely comfortable with that idea, and I never really have been. Like, I suppose I could just do like a one-tier system where I make the minimum something insane, like it's $1, and if you donate $1, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, ideas that have been thrown out to me, and other people have thrown ideas out to me when I've replied with this, where I say I don't know what I would do. They say things like, "Oh, you could just have them listen to the videos a day early," or something like that, and I'm like, it doesn't really sit well with me. I mean, they could suggest things to me, but then that sort of it gives me an obligation to then make videos. And the hardest thing about taking or building my channel on suggestions is, well, let's put it this way. The hardest thing about doing suggestions is that I get a lot of suggestions that are either Like, I can't do them, mostly because they're very personal, meaning they're personalized to the point where they can only be done with one person, and there's really no point in making a public video if it's only built for one person. Or it's on a topic I won't do. Um, Topics like that include financial domination, which I'm still against, and I've always been against, and I repeatedly will be against, mostly because if I was going to do a video like that, I wouldn't be in good conscience make that a free video. I would have to like put it on a site where you had to pay for it, or you knew what you were getting into, because if you put it on a free website, I don't want that to cause problems. The other kinds I won't do are things that involve incest, things like that, which I have gotten requests for, and I won't do for obvious reasons. I'm pretty much against, like, what do you call them? Like, child transformation things, like age regression. I'm not, pretty much against that, because it gives me a really creepy vibe when people suggest things like that, and it might just be how they suggest it, but, like, I just don't want to do it. And so I don't like the idea of people giving me money and then saying, well, I gave you money, therefore you have to do this, even if it's, against against what you believe in. I don't really like that idea. It's not something I like to do. And so the other suggestion people have been giving me in light of that is they've said, okay, well, why don't you just, provide a PayPal link and say, make it like a tip jar, essentially. And there are problems with that. The most obvious problem is that people start thinking that you have to do that when you don't. I mean, no matter how much you say that it's optional, no matter how much you say it's not required, no matter how much you say, you don't have to do this, people will automatically take it as you saying that you want them to do it. And it's not the case. It's weird to me that lots of people are suggesting this to me. Like, lots of people are sending me messages, lots of people are sort of encouraging me to do this, and I'm sort of hesitant to do it. On one hand, I don't want to deprive people of this kind of thing. On the other hand, I don't really want to open up Pandora's box and upset everything without cause. And it's not like, and I guess calling it a tip jar is not correct, because it's not really a tip jar. It's under federal law, and I've actually done a lot of research on this, under federal and state laws, if you do something like that, if I were to create a PayPal and stick a PayPal link in my descriptions, the money that goes, the people donate into that's not considered a tip. It is considered a tip. It's not considered a donation. Let's put it that way. It's not a donation, it's now a tip, which means it's treated as the same way as tipping at a restaurant, which is to say that it's now income. So it's no longer, it's not like, oh, if I put a PayPal, so imagine this basically. If I was to sit down and create, say, a PayPal account and link to it, and you said, okay, I want to donate $1 to this. So right off the bat, it's 30 cents plus 2% on PayPal. So if you give $1, automatically I'm only getting like 66 cents. And then that's considered income. So I have to pay income tax on that, which means that automatically I'm losing about 50% of that. So right off the bat, 50% of everything of what's left is now considered income. So that means I'm only getting 33 cents per dollar, essentially, if I was to do that, for example. That's just like how the system is set up tax-wise. And so it's sort of, all these things in mind have kind of made me hesitant to move forward, and I really don't want to do something like that. I really don't want to upset the status quo, as it were, with something that works. I mean, would I like to make enough money to pay my bills with this channel? Absolutely. And to be fair, I don't need all that much to do that. But, would I like to make more from this channel and be able to, buy a new microphone and sort of, support myself with this? Yes, I would. Do I really want to, put the cart before the horse and upset everything? No, I don't. And so that's why I'm so hesitant about this. Why I'm so, I guess, circumspect. Well, I don't want to cause problems. I don't want to do things that cause issues, I suppose. Like I don't feel right doing that because I don't want to feel, I don't want to seem, and I don't want to feel like I'm greedy. I don't want to feel like, oh, you have to do this. It's not, like, I don't know how, if people want to do this, I don't know how to say, hey, this is how you do it. You don't have to do it. If you enjoy it, you can. I don't know how to do that, and I would also feel like I should give back somehow, even though, like, I guess technically all my requests are doing things for other people, but still, I don't know how to do it correctly without feeling sort of guilty, wrong. I don't know what the right way to put it is. And so that's kind of what I want to like pose to you, my listeners, because really the people who listen to my State of the Channel videos tend to be my most active, vocal supporters, I guess would be the way to put it. They tend to be the people who listen to these videos tend to be people who are invested in my channel and who want to know what's going on and who really have stuck with me for the most part. And so I'm kind of putting it to all of you as opposed to trying to do this myself on, what kinds of things you think. I think it's too early. I think it's a little, would I like to do it? Yes, but I think it's a little too early. And I'm hesitant to do it. And so I kind of want to know what the community thinks. Because again, I depend on all of you to give me ideas, to give me suggestions, to say, hey, this is what we want to see, this is what we want you to do. And you've all supported me so far, so it makes sense that I would say, is this how you want to support me? Because there are pros and cons of doing this. There are pros and cons of not doing it. And not doing something is still a choice. Not making a choice is a choice. So rather than sit back and say, okay, here's what we're doing, I'm instead going to pose it to all of you, and you guys can leave comments and talk about it and figure out what tell me what you think. Because, yeah, I've gotten a lot of requests saying, we want you to do this, we want you to do this, but it's one thing to say that in private, it's another thing entirely to respond to me having said this, having said all this, having said about the kinds of things I've been told. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, thanks for 2,700 subs. I'm hoping to get more videos out. I've actually found that I'm like killing my voice recently with how many videos I've been doing. So I might make it either every day or every other day as long as my creativity sticks. But again, thank you for 2,700 subs. Let me know what you think in the comments below of all this. You really give me feedback. I love feedback, honestly. If there's one thing I adore more than anything else, it's feedback. So let me know. Hope you all have a good day. Thank you for 2,700 subs, and I'm looking forward to continuing to get more. I'm looking for 2,800. That's what I'm looking for. All right, see y'all later.